Tonight, while the world sleeps in doubt, you will discover the one secret that separates the defeated from the destined. There exists a moment in every human being's existence when the universe whispers a choice that will echo through eternity. Tonight, that moment arrives for you. You stand at the crossroads between mediocrity and magnificence, between surrender and triumph. What I'm about to share with you has been hidden in plain sight, tested by titans of industry and proven by every soul who has ever risen from the ashes of apparent defeat. In the next few minutes, you will understand why your greatest failure was actually your greatest gift. Napoleon Hill spent 25 years studying the minds of America's most successful individuals, and in those decades of research, he uncovered a truth so powerful that it could resurrect any dream, rebuild any fortune, and restore any faith. This truth is not comfortable. It demands everything from you while promising something even greater in return. But here is what Hill discovered that will shake you to your core. Every single person who achieved lasting greatness first experienced complete and utter devastation. The very thing you think destroyed you was actually preparing you for something extraordinary. Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States, lost his parents by age 14, watched his brothers die in war, and faced bankruptcy multiple times before discovering that adversity was his teacher, not his enemy. Thomas Jefferson faced political humiliation, personal debt that haunted him for decades, and attacks on his character that would have crushed lesser men. Yet both understood what you are about to learn, that life does not happen to you, it happens for you. Every setback carries within it the seeds of an equivalent advantage, but only for those who possess the wisdom to plant those seeds in the fertile soil of faith. Your mind has been programmed to see endings where God sees beginnings. The scripture tells us in Romans chapter 8, verse 28, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose." This is not religious poetry. This is spiritual law. Your current circumstances, no matter how dark they appear, are being orchestrated by an intelligence far greater than your temporary understanding. You have been chosen for testing not because you are weak, but because you possess a strength that has not yet been awakened. The pressure you feel is not meant to crush you. It is meant to transform carbon into diamond, clay into vessel, potential into power. Every champion was once a contender who refused to give up when the world said it was over. Samuel Morse spent 12 years developing the telegraph while facing ridicule from the scientific community and financial ruin that forced him to borrow money for food. On the day Congress was to vote on funding his project, he sat in the Capitol building convinced that his life's work had been in vain. The vote failed by a single ballot initially, but a last-minute change granted him the $30,000 that would revolutionize global communication forever. That night, Morse went to bed a forgotten inventor and woke up as the man who would shrink the world. The difference between triumph and tragedy is often measured not in years or months, but in moments of decision when everything within you screams to quit, yet something deeper whispers to persist just a little longer. Now listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal will fundamentally alter how you perceive every challenge that has ever touched your life. There exists a law as reliable as gravity, as certain as sunrise, as unchangeable as mathematics, the law of rhythmic progression. Just as day follows night and spring follows winter, every period of struggle in your life is followed by a season of abundance, but only if you understand how to work with this rhythm rather than against it. Napoleon Hill called this the law of compensation, and it states that for every disadvantage, there exists an equivalent advantage for those who maintain faith through the transition period. Colonel Sanders faced rejection from 1,009 restaurants before someone agreed to use his chicken recipe. At age 62, when most men consider retirement, he was living on Social Security and sleeping in his car. But Sanders understood something that his critics did not. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the raw material from which success is built. Each rejection was not a door closing but a step climbing. Each no was not a verdict but a redirection toward the yes that would change everything. By the time Kentucky Fried Chicken became a household name, Sanders had learned that persistence is not about enduring difficulty. It is about transforming difficulty into opportunity. Your mind has been conditioned by society to interpret struggle as evidence of inadequacy. But the truth is precisely the opposite. Struggle is evidence of preparation. When Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 tells us, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end," it is describing a divine law that operates regardless of your current circumstances. The word expected in this passage means predetermined, guaranteed, assured. Your breakthrough is not a possibility. It is an inevitability if you align your thoughts and actions with the principles that govern all achievement. But here is where most people fail, and why most dreams die in the darkness of doubt. They mistake the process for the problem. They interpret the preparation period as punishment instead of recognizing it as promotion. When a contractor tears down the old foundation before building the new house, he's not destroying. He's creating space for something better. When a surgeon makes an incision before healing, he is not harming. He is accessing what needs repair. When life removes what no longer serves you, it is not taking. It is making room for what you have not yet imagined possible. The key is to maintain faith during the demolition phase, trusting that reconstruction always follows destruction for those who understand the rhythm. Napoleon Hill documented case after case of individuals who transformed apparent defeat into decisive victory by changing their perspective from victim to student. Mary Kay Ash was told by male executives that women could not succeed in business, then built a cosmetics empire that empowered millions of women worldwide. Ray Kroc was 52 years old and selling milkshake machines when he discovered a small restaurant in California that would become McDonald's, proving that your greatest opportunity often appears disguised as your most unlikely circumstance. These individuals shared one common characteristic. They refused to accept external evidence as internal truth. They understood that circumstances are temporary, but principles are permanent. Friend, if this message is stirring something deep within your spirit, I need you to do something right now. Not for me, not for this channel, but for the person you are becoming. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because you are part of a community that believes in resurrection, in comeback, in the power of faith to move mountains. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that their story is not over, that their setback is their setup, that their test is their testimony. And please leave a comment below and tell us, what dream are you refusing to let die? Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. We are not just viewers here, we are victors in training. Everything that exists in the physical world was first created in the mental realm. The house you live in, the car you drive, even the words you are reading right now existed as thoughts before they became tangible reality. This is not metaphysical speculation. This is practical application of the most powerful force in the universe. Directed thought. Napoleon Hill spent his entire career studying how thought becomes form, how ideas become income, how dreams become destinations. What he discovered will revolutionize your understanding of your own potential and your ability to reshape any circumstance through the disciplined application of mental law. Your subconscious mind is like rich soil that accepts any seed planted within it, whether positive or negative, constructive or destructive. It does not judge or evaluate. It simply grows what you plant. If you plant thoughts of lack, it produces experiences of scarcity. If you plant thoughts of limitation, it produces circumstances of restriction. But if you plant thoughts of abundance, faith, and possibility, it must by law produce experiences that match those mental seeds. The challenge is that most people plant weeds and wonder why their garden does not flourish. They focus on what they fear instead of what they desire, and their subconscious mind obediently creates experiences that match their dominant thoughts. Henry Ford understood this principle when he insisted on developing the 8-cylinder engine, despite every engineer telling him it was impossible. He held that image so clearly in his mind, spoke about it with such conviction, and maintained such unwavering faith that his subconscious mind eventually found a way to make the impossible inevitable. Ford later said that whether you think you can or think you cannot, you are right. He was describing the law of mental creation that governs all human achievement. Your external world will never exceed your internal expectations. Change your thoughts and you change your life, not because of wishful thinking, but because of scientific law. The Bible confirms this truth in Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. This is not poetry, this is principle. Your heart thoughts, your deepest beliefs about yourself and your future are the blueprints from which your life is constructed. If you believe yourself to be limited, your actions will be limited. If you believe yourself to be capable of great things, your actions will expand to match that belief. The work of transformation begins not with changing your circumstances, but with changing your relationship to your circumstances. Instead of asking why this is happening to you, ask what this is preparing you for. But transformation requires more than positive thinking. It demands what Napoleon Hill called a definite major purpose. This is not a wish or a hope or a vague desire for things to get better. This is a crystal clear vision of exactly what you intend to achieve, written down with precision, reviewed daily with emotion, and pursued with relentless determination. Your definite major purpose becomes the organizing principle around which your subconscious mind arranges all thoughts, actions, and circumstances. It becomes a magnet that attracts everything necessary for its fulfillment and repels everything that would distract from its achievement. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper for lacking imagination and having no good ideas. His first animation company went bankrupt, and he was told that Mickey Mouse would fail because women were afraid of mice. But Disney possessed something more powerful than criticism, a definite major purpose to create entertainment that would bring joy to families around the world. He visualized Disneyland in complete detail years before the first shovel broke ground, walking investors through empty orange groves while describing the magic kingdom he could see in his mind. Today, Disney Entertainment touches millions of lives because one man understood that all creation begins with clear mental pictures held with unwavering faith until they manifest in physical form. There comes a moment in every transformation when inspiration must be replaced by discipline, when emotion must be supported by decision, when feeling must be fortified by action. This is the sacred ground where dreams either take root or die, where intentions either become realities or remain wishes. Napoleon Hill observed that every successful person possessed one quality above all others: the ability to persist through temporary defeat without losing sight of their ultimate objective. This persistence is not stubbornness, it is spiritual stamina. It is faith in motion, belief in action, hope with hands and feet. Winston Churchill understood this principle when he stood before Parliament during Britain's darkest hour and declared, "We shall never surrender." Germany had conquered most of Europe, bombs were falling on London every night, and military experts predicted Britain's defeat within weeks. But Churchill possessed something that his enemies could not calculate: the decision to persist regardless of circumstances. He later wrote that success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. This is the mindset that transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary leaders, common citizens into uncommon champions. Persistence is built through daily disciplines that seem insignificant in isolation, but become monumentally powerful through repetition. It begins with small commitments kept consistently. Reading 10 pages of inspiring material every morning, writing your goals by hand every evening, speaking affirmations aloud until they become beliefs, exercising your body to strengthen your will, organizing your environment to reflect your vision. These seemingly minor actions compound over time, creating an unstoppable momentum that carries you through obstacles that would stop less disciplined individuals. The scripture teaches us in Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, "And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." This verse contains a promise and a warning. The promise is that consistent right action always produces right results, but only if you do not faint during the season between planting and harvest. Most people quit during this quiet season when nothing visible is happening, not understanding that the most important work occurs underground, in darkness, where roots are growing and strength is building. The farmer who plants corn does not dig up his fields every day to check on progress. He waters and waits, knowing that law will produce the harvest if he provides the right conditions. Oprah Winfrey was born into poverty, suffered abuse as a child, and was told she was unfit for television because she was too emotional. But she possessed an inner vision of herself as a communicator who could inspire millions of people to live their best lives. She practiced that vision daily, even when working small radio jobs in remote markets where nobody knew her name. She studied great speakers, read constantly to expand her knowledge, and treated every interview as an opportunity to serve rather than to shine. By the time her national show launched, she had already become the person capable of handling such influence through years of preparation that nobody saw. Your preparation period is not wasted time, it is invested time. Every day you choose faith over fear, action over excuses, growth over comfort. You are building the internal strength necessary to handle external success. Character is developed in private but revealed in public. Integrity is built in small moments but tested in big moments. The habits you form today become the foundation that supports tomorrow's opportunities. This is why Napoleon Hill emphasized that success is the result of preparation meeting opportunity, and preparation is always an inside job before it becomes an outside manifestation. Listen to me with your heart, not just your ears. You are not here by accident. This message found you because your breakthrough is closer than you think, but it requires one more season of persistence. If this teaching is resonating with your spirit, please subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell, because you are part of a family that believes in miracles, in second chances, in the power of one more try. Share this with 3 people who need to remember that winners are just losers who got back up one more time. And in the comments, tell us your story. What are you persisting through right now? What dream are you refusing to abandon? Your testimony might be the encouragement that helps someone else hold on for one more day. We rise by lifting others, and together we are unstoppable. The ultimate purpose of your personal transformation extends far beyond your individual circumstances. You have been broken not just to be healed, but to become a healer. You have been tested not just to pass, but to become a teacher. Your comeback story is not entertainment. It is education for every soul who will face similar battles. When you rise from defeat through faith, discipline, and persistence, you become living proof that no situation is permanent, no setback is final, no dream is dead until you declare it so. This is your legacy, the demonstration that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things when they align with extraordinary principles. Napoleon Hill's greatest contribution was not his personal success, but his willingness to document the principles that create success so that others could apply them. He understood that wisdom is worthless unless it is shared, that breakthrough is meaningless unless it becomes a bridge for others to cross. Similarly, your victory becomes valuable when it serves as evidence for someone else's faith, when your testimony becomes their encouragement, when your comeback becomes their confidence that they too can overcome whatever they are facing. You are not just recovering, you are becoming a resource for human possibility. History remembers those who not only achieved greatness, but who lifted others to greatness alongside them. Abraham Lincoln could have used his presidency for personal gain, but he chose to preserve the Union and free the enslaved. Franklin Roosevelt could have governed through fear during the Depression, but he chose to inspire hope through his fireside chats. Martin Luther King Jr. could have pursued personal comfort, but he chose to dream publicly for an entire generation. These individuals understood that true success is not about what you accumulate for yourself, but about what you contribute to others. Their legacies outlived their lifetimes because they used their platforms to serve purposes greater than themselves. Your story of overcoming is already inspiring someone you have never met. Your decision to persist through difficulty is giving someone else permission to try again. Your refusal to surrender is reminding someone that surrender is not their only option. Even if you never speak from a stage or write a book or lead an organization, your life itself becomes a message of hope to everyone who observes how you handle adversity with grace, how you maintain faith through uncertainty, how you continue to believe in possibility when everything around you suggests impossibility. The scripture promises us in Isaiah chapter 61 verse 3 that God will give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. This is not just a promise of personal restoration, it is a declaration of your ultimate purpose. You are being planted as a tree of righteousness, not just for your own shade, but to provide shelter for others. Your roots will grow deep through adversity so that your branches can reach high to offer hope. Your fruit will feed those who are hungry for evidence that life can change, that dreams can resurrect, that God is still in the miracle business. As you move forward from this moment, remember that every day offers a choice between who you were and who you are becoming. Choose becoming. Every morning presents an opportunity to plant seeds of faith or water weeds of doubt. Choose faith. Every evening provides a chance to review your progress with gratitude or your problems with self-pity. Choose gratitude. Your comeback is not a destination. It is a daily decision to align your thoughts, words, and actions with the principles that create the life you desire. You have everything within you that you need to succeed. You have the mind to conceive it, the heart to believe it, and the will to achieve it. Your time is now. Your moment is here. Your comeback begins today, and the world is waiting to witness what you will become when you refuse to stay down. Rise up, beloved. Your destiny is calling, and it will not be denied.